They thought it would be another easy conquest, another primitive world, another species to kneel. But the moment their warships pierced Earth's sky, they didn't just invade a planet, they challenged the apex species. They thought it would be another easy conquest, another primitive world, another species to kneel. But the moment their warships pierced Earth's sky, they didn't just invade a planet, they challenged the apex species. The first ship appeared over the Pacific at dawn. No explosions, no dramatic laser fire, just a shadow swallowing sunlight. Satellites glitched. Radar systems screamed across continents. Within minutes, more ships blinked into orbit, forming a silent ring around Earth like a steel crown. Panic spread faster than wildfire. Governments issued emergency broadcasts. Fighter jets scrambled but kept distance. Nobody wanted to trigger extinction on day one. Then the transmission came. Every screen on Earth flickered. A tall, armored alien with glowing amber eyes stared into billions of homes. Your planet is now under Dominion authority. Resistance is illogical. Surrender peacefully. No threats. No countdown. Just certainty. To them, humanity was just another entry in a long catalog of conquered civilizations, divided, emotional, primitive, easy. They were wrong. The first ground operation began in South America. A city was sealed under a shimmering energy barrier. Dropships descended silently, deploying towering biomechanical soldiers. They expected chaos. They got it, but not the kind they understood. Power grids inside the barrier shut down, not by alien interference, but by human hands. Communication lines rerouted underground. Civilian drones began mapping alien patrol routes. Construction crews used heavy machinery to create improvised barricades. The Dominion watched from orbit, unimpressed at first. Then their casualty reports began rising, not from open battle, but sabotage. Alien systems glitched unexpectedly. Supply pods malfunctioned. Encrypted channels were breached. Thousands of human minds were attacking their code simultaneously, military experts, private hackers, teenagers in bedrooms, a species weaponizing curiosity. On day 5, a Dominion mech collapsed into an unfinished subway excavation after engineers calculated its balance points and lured it onto unstable ground. Its reactor detonated beneath the city. The footage spread globally before suppression could begin. For the first time, hope ignited. The Dominion realized this wouldn't be simple. They hadn't invaded a passive world. They had provoked something ancient, and humanity was just getting started. Within 2 weeks, Earth had transformed. Universities became research bunkers. Rival nations shared classified data without hesitation. Old political enemies exchanged military technology openly. Humanity didn't unify because it suddenly found peace. It unified because it was cornered. The Dominion escalated. Orbital strikes erased major military installations in seconds. Precision beams of white energy carved through steel and concrete like paper. They expected surrender after that. Instead, something colder emerged. Factories shifted production overnight. Civilian industries converted into war manufacturing. 3D printers ran non-stop producing reverse-engineered alien components. Scientists dissected every captured drone, studying armor composition and shield frequencies. Humans adapt fast, but under pressure, they evolve. The Dominion attempted psychological warfare next. They broadcast simulations of Earth destroyed, offered survival deals to collaborators, showed holographic projections of extinction. It backfired. Human culture had rehearsed apocalypse for generations. In films, novels, games, we had imagined alien invasions 1,000 different ways. Now it was real. Volunteer enlistment surged globally. The phrase started trending everywhere. You didn't just invade Earth, you challenged the apex species. It wasn't about strength. It was about resilience. On week 4, hackers discovered fluctuations in Dominion. Shield recalibration. Cycles, a microscopic delay when adjusting to kinetic impacts. Insignificant, unless exploited. Railgun prototypes began appearing across continents. Massive, ugly machines bolted into reinforced platforms. They fired tungsten rods at hypersonic speeds. The first synchronized volley targeted 3 ships in low orbit. Shields flared, recalibrated. Too late. Hull breaches. Explosions lit the sky. For the first time in their recorded history, the Dominion lost multiple capital ships to a species they had labeled moderately intelligent. The galaxy began watching. Earth was no longer prey, it was resistance. 6 months into the invasion, the Dominion faced a problem they had never encountered. The longer the war lasted, the stronger humans became. Every battle made us smarter. Every loss made us angrier. Every captured fragment of alien technology pushed our science forward by decades. A Dominion command ship experienced a systems breach in low orbit. Its shields flickered for 2.3 seconds. That was enough. Retrofitted satellites, once used for weather, tracking, ignited, hidden thrusters simultaneously. They slammed into the exposed hull at orbital velocity. The explosion was visible from Earth. Cheers erupted across continents. But the war wasn't over. Ground battles intensified. Alien troops adapted, upgrading armor and tactics. But humans matched them step for step. Urban warfare turned into labyrinth traps. EMP devices disabled alien exoskeletons temporarily. Human special forces began wearing hybrid suits built from captured Dominion alloys. For the first time, alien soldiers hesitated. Not because humans were physically superior, but because humans were unpredictable. A Dominion strategist finally stated the truth before his council. This species is tactically infectious. Conflict strengthens them. Prolonged engagement increases their capability exponentially. In other words, war was making humanity dangerous. Dominion doctrine relied on overwhelming force and psychological collapse. Humans didn't collapse. They recalculated. When a species fights for survival, it doesn't negotiate pride. It fights until something breaks, and the Dominion was starting to crack. On a cold morning, without warning, Dominion ships shifted formation. No announcement. The final strike. Their engines flared. One by one, the warships blinked out of orbit. Human radar tracked them until the last signal vanished. Silence filled the skies. It took hours for people to believe it, days to confirm it, weeks to understand it. The Dominion had retreated, not because they were defeated completely, but because Earth had become too costly, too adaptive, too unpredictable. Cities were scarred, millions displaced, entire landscapes altered. But humanity stood, and something inside us had changed forever. We now knew we weren't alone. And more importantly, we knew we weren't prey. In the years that followed, Earth never returned to its old divisions. Planetary defense networks formed permanently. Space programs accelerated at record speed. Alien technology reshaped energy systems and propulsion research. Humanity stepped into the stars not as victims, but as survivors. Somewhere in deep space, Dominion records were updated. Species 7421, reclassified. High risk, adaptive apex predator. Avoid prolonged engagement. Because they finally understood. Invading Earth wasn't their biggest mistake. Underestimating the species that thrives under pressure was. They thought they declared war on a divided world. Instead, they awakened the most lethal force evolution ever produced. A united humanity. And next time, we won't be waiting on the ground.